And we're back.
Onward! Come on.
We're back with some more Assassin's Creed Odyssey. What's up, y'all? What is popping? Let me see as we're gonna get some people in
It
here.
was you who'd ask for the fur, Zilos.
And I should have known it was you to get them for me. Cassandra's always on the job.
Don't tell Marcos.
I posted publicly.
What are the pelts for this time?
The Athenians want armor.
Here they are. All accounted for.
In record time, too. Take your pay, it's well earned.
Stay out of trouble, Lilos.
You should take your own advice.
What's up, Lexi? So, as y'all know, when it comes to like real deep stuff that I would normally talk about on Patreon, you know, I'm gonna use my gaming to talk about this. So as you can see, we are in ancient Greece, and so I've heard that this game is a lot better when you play it with the female character. So that's what I'm doing. I'm playing with the female character.
It's a fine ship, Telimenes.
Cassandra! She is that. Ready to ride the waves for the right captain?
I really need a boat, Telimenes.
Everyone in Kefalonia needs a boat. Or passage on one. You've seen this shithole.
All my life.
Even if I had a boat, who's going to row it? You!
This is Kefalonia. I could always...
The seas are treacherous now. Well, more than usual. It would be suicide.
You're not being very helpful, Telimenes.
Not sure if this helps, but rumor has it the Cyclops is coming for you.
Rumors mean nothing.
Rumor also
Oh,
has
Lord.
it his ship is docked in Kleptus Bay.
His ship, you say? I'll have to...
Be careful. That one-eyed brute has a knack.
So I can take his ship and deal with the Cyclops at the same time.
So where do I supposed to be going? Where am I supposed to be going? Let me check my map right quick. So I wanna ask y'all in the chat. How have y'all's dreams been lately? Have anyone else been having like real crazy dreams lately? Because this is what this build is gonna be about. I had a wait. Okay, so I'm at the ship. I'm at the ship dock. What am I supposed to do now? Maybe I'm supposed to go on the ship. Okay. So what am I supposed to be doing? Wait, let me see. Oh, I gotta go that way. The Cyclops has returned. Rumor has it he's docked in the center of the peninsula. Find him at the bay. Oh, that's where I'm supposed to go. But how the heck do I get there? I love this. This game is like so beautiful. I just started playing it yesterday. And oh, wait. Oh. Just started playing it yesterday. I'm trying to figure out how am I gonna get off this boat? Yo, the dreams that I've been having since Virgo season started has been super crazy. Like I've been having dreams about like alternate timelines. Yesterday I had this dream where I was on a alternate timeline where my mom had me at 16. And I was trying to ask my mom you know, how did her and my dad meet, and you know, just different stuff like that. And my mom didn't really want to talk about it. Like she kind of glossed over it. And then I woke up and I was kind of sad. And I'm like, yo, like that really didn't happen. Like my mom, that's not how it went. Hold on, let me figure out how am I gonna get on this boat.
If you have the money, we can talk. If not, I have work to do.
Oh, so I need money. That's what it is. Um, and I'm gonna tell y'all about the dream that I had today. Well, I had two. So in this dream that I had today, so instead of me being a musician, let me just find a regular boat because I ain't got time. So in this dream, instead of me being a musician, I was actually a game developer. And I was working on this game, and you know, different things happened where I wasn't able to publish it. And so wait, let me see where this is at. So something happened to where I was showing some people like some cutscenes from the game and different stuff like that. And you know, there was this elder person, and he saw what I was showing him, and he was like, yo, like I've never seen these type of mechanics. I've never seen these type of mechanics before. You know, I've never seen this before in a video game, and you know, I would love to help you to publish this or whatever.
I don't want to be caught here.
So it kind of hit me because a lot of these dreams that I've been having, it's been about either alternate realities or alternate lifetimes, and it kind of showed me it's like, you know, what if there was a oh, did my horse die? Oh yeah, we good. So what if there was a situation to where since when we're a baby, you know, we forget about all the things that we went through in past lifetimes and stuff like that. So in these lives, you know, since we forget about the things that we've been through, we end up making the same mistakes over and over again, you know, until that one lifetime comes where we finally wake up and we're finally able to realize the mistakes that we're making.
Come on.
Oh my God. Man, get your ugly ass in. Get your dog ass. Golly. I'm over here.
This I
Oh, look at all these people.
Time to have a little chat.
So that was one thing that I was thinking, you know. So next, and this is where the title came from for this particular live stream. Oh, I already done this. Kill the bandit. Oh, I gotta free the captive.
They won't ask any questions.
So
Best keep out of sight.
I had another dream. I went to sleep again, and I had another dream where I end up teleporting into the past, and I was at this church service or whatever, and I came towards like the tail end Get your ugly ass on. So I teleported towards like the tail end of the church service, and you know, I was talking to some of the people in the church. You know, some of the people, and my voice started to, wow, that's dope. So my voice started to permeate throughout the building, to where, you know, I look around and I'm just talking about like little light stuff. I'm talking about light stuff, you know, that I talk about in my videos and stuff, you know, about different words and stuff like that. And before I knew it, wait, what is this?
Which one? What difference does it make? Hey, what the hell?
Oh,
You don't stand a chance! Die!
you really want to do this? All right. Oh, I ain't got no arrows. Hold up. Oh, move. Get out the way. I just got ambushed, y'all. Hold on, y'all. As soon as I get through with these fools, I'm gonna get through with my story. Move. Oh, I gotta get higher ground.
I'm going to kill you!
Oh, they got me cornered. Move. Run. Oh. Ooh, some said jump in the water. Jump in the water! Oh, I need health. I'm finna die. I'm finna die. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hide. They can't find me. Okay, we good. Alright, so let me tell y'all. So in this dream, I'm talking to the congregation. Uh-oh. Let me see, can I sneak up on them?
This way. Keep your eyes peeled. They could be anywhere. Yes, don't worry.
They can't see me. Let me see, can I sneak up on them? Oh, I can assassinate them. Let's go. Oh, damn, I assassinated the wrong guy. Oh. Yo, I'm getting good at this game, though. Yesterday, I kept dying. Oh, no. Oh, y'all ain't finna double team me. That ain't what's finna happen. Man, see, they keep trying to double team me. Let me get my daggers out. They ain't finna do this. Hold on. Let me get my daggers out. All right, let's go. I'm over here tearing them up with these daggers. I actually need that other weapon because this ain't. Ah, I can't change it. I can't change my weapon. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna get back to it. Okay. I wish I had some arrows. Oh, I'm dying. Hold up. Oh, I gotta find cover. Damn! I died. I was trying. So, I'm talking to these people in the church, and I look around, and all of a sudden, like, there's a crowd of people, you know, like everybody crowded around me, like I was the preacher, like I was the pastor. And so I was breaking down Lord. I was like, you know, y'all talking about y'all love the Lord and all these different things, but do y'all even understand what the word Lord means? Like, do y'all know what the Lord means? And everybody was just so fascinated with what I was saying. And so one of the older guys, you know, he was like a 60-year-old man in the church, and he was telling me, he was like, it's crazy that you know this information. He was like, you know, it took me to get as old as I am now to get the type of wisdom and knowledge that you have at such a young age or whatever. So, you know, we're heading out and stuff like that, and I told them, I was like, look, you know, the kids that's coming up, you know, in the generation after me, they're gonna be privy to a lot more consciousness and stuff like that. They're gonna be a lot more conscious than even I was, you know. And then I pulled out my phone. This is the crazy part in the dream. So in the dream, I teleported to the past. I teleported to a church service in the past, and I got my phone. So I pull out my Z Fold 3, and they was like, "Oh my God, what is that?" They was like, "What is that? What is that?" And I'm like, "Yo, this is the type of phone that I got, you know, in my time." You know, I'm telling them about you know, what's gonna happen in the future. I'm over here acting like I'm Trunks from Dragon Ball Z. So I'm telling them, I'm like, yo, like, so this is the type of phone that I have, you know, and I'm 31. Imagine, you know, the kids that's born now, and the type of information you know, that they're gonna get because of this phone. And then I opened it up for them, and I showed them that, you know, this phone is a whole, it's a whole computer. You know, it's a whole computer that I got in my hand. I'm not trying to do this right now.
I'm not giving up. What? Now you're scared? Look.
Ah, bad mistake, brother.
I'll get you.
God dang it. Oh my God. Get out the way. Y'all ain't gonna win this time. Alright, he's down. They're down. We gotta take these folks out little by little. Ah, dang. That was a nice little move, though.
You should lie down.
Got him. Alright, I'm almost done, y'all.
This is almost 40.
One more left.
Do you think you can win?
Come on. Got your ass. Come on. Oh, no, 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 no. I don't got you. I don't got you. Oh, no. Dude tried to sneak me from behind. Oh, I need to regroup. Go up the steps. Whew, that was close. Okay, so let me see.
What the? You're going to
I got him. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I got him. Go. Ooh, I got some good stuff too. Woo. Oh my God. That was hard. Now for you.
Got it going.
You the last one. Got him. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. So yeah, so I'm telling him, I'm like, yo, like, you know, these children that's coming up in this new time, they're gonna be a whole lot more you know, privy to a lot more information than even we were coming up. And I remember, you know, how bad we was.
Even rats like these have friends.
I remember how bad we were in the time that we was coming up, you know. And then it hit me. And this is why I named this the way I named it. Because remember in my last video, the last video that I did, and I was talking about how you know, in this time, you know, things are getting so bad that all the things that Michael Jackson was talking about in his music and stuff like that is starting to seem corny. You know, it's starting to sound corny now. Now, remember, I said they're trying to fix it to where everything in the Piscean age is you know, everything in the Piscean age represented oneness. I'm gonna say it like this. everything in the Piscean age, everything that the mythical Jesus represented, it was all about oneness. You know, it's all about coming together, you know, becoming one. You know, there was a lot of things that we do as a people that came from the Piscean age. You know, marriage came from the Piscean age, you know, where you get with someone of the opposite sex and you become one flesh. You know, all of that, all of these are things that came from the Piscean age. You know, love thy neighbor, you know, all of these type of things.
I can't
So-
thank you.
Well, you called? And
Many claim.
Let me see.
so...
So
What if
Thanks to you. My ship.
you truly aren't from a...
So another thing, when it came to the Piscean age, we cared about the children. You know, we cared about the
Off we go
children.
now.
That's one of the biggest things, because everything that we did in the Piscean age was all about the preservation of you know, of our culture and stuff like that. Which means that the children had a huge. There's a little baby. There's a little baby beside me right now. The children had a huge stake. You know, the princesses, the prince and the princesses. You know, why do you think that Oshun was venerated so much? Because Oshun represented the little princess. You know, Eshu, he represented the prince. You know, the prince that's supposed to be the king one day. You know, and you know, with this being said, in the Piscean age, there was a really big push about family. You know, family was a really big thing that we took heart in back in that time. You know, family was a really big thing in that time. And when you look at this this AI, when you think about AI and all the stuff that's going on now with that, you know, about being independent from family, you know, doing all of these different things to keep you from wanting to have children, you know, all of these things to keep you from wanting to be in a family.
Wait! Wait for me, Cassandra. I'm all packed and everything.
You're coming.
Who's going to keep...
I'll be fine.
If I can't come,
Kara.
my pet eagle. She's my friend. But she'll be...
Thanks, Phoebe.
But you have to prom...
Let me see.
I promise.
Leaving Kefalonia with
Well- Partners.
Yeah, let's shake on it.
And what?
Wine!
And-
Already
Ready to set sail?
Let's go. I'm ready.
Go.
I don't like all this dialogue. I just be ready to fight. So
So, what course do we set?
I got a contract.
Whose head?
They call him
Wolf.
Nico.
I know y'all like, damn, why isn't he playing the dialogue?
The
What is
oracle
this?
has spoken. To prevent Sparta's fall, the child must fall.
Get me to Megaris. Now.
But I don't understand. Of all the places under Ilios, why risk our necks to go there?
The Wolf of Sparta is my father.
Uh-oh. Luke, I am your father. Yo, this game is so beautiful. Oh, dang, all of that was the beginning of the game? Wow. That's crazy. All of that was at the beginning of the game.
No, I've got...
Oh?
Well, when the Cyclops was giving me a drumming, he...
Sure. It'll be a good opportunity to see how your ship and crew...
All right there, let's get moving. Let's see how the sails have held up.
So, so all of this, being independent, not needing the opposite sex, not needing other people, all of this stuff is to do away with oneness, to do away with balanced families and all of that type of stuff. And the byproduct of that, it leads to unbalanced people, unbalanced people that would be vulnerable to attacks, vulnerable to attacks and stuff like that. So as we're seeing, we're seeing all of this stuff play out. We're seeing all of this stuff play out in front of our faces, and it's always been there. It's always been there, even with Hollywood, I know y'all out there probably heard about, the stuff that's going on with Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears and stuff like that. But I'm not surprised because, this is what Hollywood, this is what they were always about. There are many stories about, the evil that these people in Hollywood do, and just because you love a superstar and then you understand what you have to do in order to be that popular, to be that famous in Hollywood, I don't put it past none of these superstars in the entertainment industry that that they had to do something sinister regarding children in order for them to get to where they're at. So, this is where I got my title, because when I woke up this morning, I had a sermon on my mind, because the last dream that I had, it was a sermon. It was a sermon that I was able to not only watch, but I was also able to retain some of the information that was being told with that sermon. One thing I gotta say is, and I don't want to ruffle any feathers in the Christian community, but Christianity as you know it, the way it was taught to you, is not as it seems. You think that you're doing one thing, but it was really something else the whole time. Jesus, the word Jesus, it always represented a consciousness that is found in a child. It always represented that. It always represented the consciousness, because think about what you heard about. Think about, in the Bible, when they talk about how perfect Jesus was and how he's able to see the good in the most sinister people, and and things like that. Think about the gospel songs that are surrounding Jesus. Oh, what a friend we have in Jesus, and all these different things. This is talking about someone
Have a good
who
flight.
has the consciousness of a child. And then when you go even deeper, this is where things start to get sinister. It starts to get sinister because we know that the Catholic Church and everything regarding that, we know what they do. We don't even got to say it out loud. The things that they do when it comes to children. We know the damage, throughout history that that was caused by the Christians. And also And also, um, you know, we understand, um, I'm trying to word this in a certain way, but it's like spirit is just like tell it like it is, but I know how YouTube is, you know. Um, we know when it comes to the Catholic Church and all of that stuff. And then we also know, like, think about this. Y'all think about this in the chat. Why is it that why is it that, you know, some of the most notorious, even in a lot of our families as black people, because we've been traumatized, we've been taught this doctrine, as well, you know, how could you do something sinister to a child and still go to church on Sunday, and it don't do nothing to you, you know? Now, why am I saying this? Everything is being exposed right now. Everything is being exposed when it comes to different sinister things that's been going on and all of that. So I gotta expose some stuff. And Simple to P talked about this on one of his live streams when he was, talking about different things in the gospel industry. You know, um, some of our biggest pioneers in the gospel industry have done, very sinister things regarding children. You know, um, I'm only gonna name two people because these are the people that a lot of people know about. You know, the first person being James Cleveland. James Cleveland is a staple in gospel, and he's done some very sinister things regarding children. He's done some very sinister things. And also C.L. Franklin, which is Aretha Franklin's father. you know um he did some very sinister things regarding children. And then we all know about Eddie Long. you know um I don't know of any other religious doctrine system that has this type of stuff in it but Christianity. Maybe y'all can tell me in the chat if I'm reaching. Maybe in Buddhism, or maybe in Ifa, or maybe in other religions there may be something like that. But it's very interesting, all of this. you know and then when it hit me that Jesus is the children, and that's how it always been, you know it makes me think about communion in a totally different light. you know it makes me look at a lot of different things in a totally different light. you know because since we're in this age to where we don't really care about the children like we used to. Because a lot of us have been robbed of our inner child. So it's easy for these parents to do different things, and not regard the children, because they've been robbed of their innocence since they was a child. you know and with all of this stuff being said, you know the children are looked at as worthless, to a lot of to more people than you think. The children are looked at as worthless, um as something to clean yourself with. There's this thing, Lovely T did a video about helicopter parents, how you have certain parents, and they rear their child up in a certain way because it was certain things that parent wanted to do. And their parent, the parent wasn't able to do these things because of different things. So now they're raising their child up to be something that they wish that they was, so they can live vicariously through their child. And that might not have even been that child's life path to do. You have this out here. Um, and we look at a lot of our child celebrities, a lot of our child stars in this light, like Jeanette McCurdy. She made a book about I'm glad my mom died. Who would make something like that unless she got some really, really deep-seated trauma that her mom put her through. And in that book she was like, she really didn't even want to be a child star. She didn't want to be no child star. That was something that her mom made her do. Let's think about Orlando Brown for a second. Me personally, I don't think Orlando Brown is as crazy as people try to make him out to be, because he tells a lot of truth. But you can tell that he's been traumatized too as a child. Some things happen with him as a child. Um, and on down the line, even when we think about our child singers, you know, we know what Michael Jackson went through as a child. We know what Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, all these artists, we know what they went through as children, and a lot of these people did not have good childhood. Even Aaliyah, the things that Aaliyah went through, the things that R. Kelly went through. These people didn't have normal childhoods where they were able to dream and imagine and do the things that children do to discover themselves and to discover what they want to be, what they want to do. Think about, as a parent, what we tell our children that they better be when they grow up. You better be a doctor, you better be a lawyer, you better be a teacher, you better be a, because all we're thinking about is you being something so that you can grow up and put money back into your pocket, back into your household. Do y'all understand how selfish that is? What if my calling was to be a street performer or something like that? And this is my calling, and if I can do this calling, which is the last thing on my spiritual mission to do, then I don't got to reincarnate no more. But every time I reincarnate into a family, they got their own expectations, and I never get to do what I was meant to do. And I feel like this is the reason why we have all of these, there's this guy on YouTube named Astro, and he does these past life regressions where he'll hypnotize you, he'll put you in a bed, he'll hypnotize you, and then he'll speak to you in a certain manner to where you start to recall your past lives and all these different things. And I've been binge watching a lot of his videos, and it's so crazy when you hear these past life regressions, and it's like how many times am I gonna have to reincarnate until I can finally get it right? And as parents we don't think about this. We don't think about the things that we're inflicting on our children. It makes them have to replay over a certain past life that maybe they was trying to get away from this time. Think about it. Now, my third house is in Sagittarius, which means that I was meant to be in a very spiritual, religious type of household. This is what I was meant to be. Because there was a certain lifetime that I was never meant to forget about, because there were some things in that lifetime that I was going to need in order for me to do my mission on this lifetime. Even though since my mom and dad are programming me to remember this lifetime, there are certain karmic debts of that lifetime that I have to play out in order for me to finally do what I'm supposed to do. And my mom always told me about, I had a lifetime where I was a preacher, and I was on TV, and I was very famous as a preacher and stuff like that. Now, my mom, she never told me the bad part about what I was doing as a preacher, because maybe she was trying to protect me, or maybe this was only something that I was supposed to learn in my own life. So in 2015, I had the regression. I have past life regressions in my dreams. I'm able to program. I'm able to program my dreams to where I can kind of go wherever I want to go, in a way, especially when I'm stable in a stable place. Um, and the life that I had outside of me being a preacher was not a godly life. You know, um, I ended up sleeping with one of the ladies in the church. It was a scandal with that. Everybody was keeping that on the hush hush. I had like 5 kids out of wedlock. You know, um, it was messed up. I was getting around. But I had a really really good public image. You know, as this pastor. Now, you know, my north node, my north node is in Gemini. I think my 10th house is in Gemini too. So in this life, I'm also meant to do something with my voice. Something powerful with my voice. But um, there was a lot of things in that past life. There was some gifts and some talents and things that I needed. You know, so the way I was programmed. Check this out. So the way I was programmed, um, the way I was programmed, since my mom and dad raised me a certain way, there were certain things about that past life that I never forgot. You know, I never forgot because of the way I was raised up. You know. Now, I had another past life where I was doing a lot of gangster shit, and towards the end of my life, and I was young when I died in this past life. I was real young. I was out in the streets, you know, in this past life, you know, um, my mom was a single mother, and she would have different men and stuff like that, but they really weren't shit for real in this past life, and I ended up having to fend for myself. Ended up leaving home early, thinking I'm grown, and I ended up hanging with the wrong crowd. And I had this past life regression because my mom told me some of it when I was a kid, but I had to go through it myself. Once I came into consciousness around 2015, 2016, I had this dream. I was running from these guys or whatever, and there was even a police officer that was trying to intervene and chase the dudes down or whatever. So, and it's funny because to this day, something weird, like I can't hop fences like that in this lifetime, because in that last lifetime I tried to hop the fence, and as soon as I tried to get over the fence, one of the dudes shot me in the head, and I died. You know, and my mom, she made sure she raised me in a certain way. It was certain things that she had to sacrifice. A lot of things that my mom kept me from when I was a kid. Certain people, certain places, certain things, certain songs, certain movies that she kept me from, because she didn't want me to trigger anything that represented that particular lifetime. You know. So I know this is real. You know. Y'all people out there that got kids, y'all really need to get into this information, because you need to understand what is it that your child is supposed to play out in this lifetime. It's not about you. It's not about I want my child to make the most money. I want my child to make the family proud. You know, what if your child was sent here to destroy the family line and create something new? You know, sometimes parents can be so selfish And it makes sense, that song that Will Smith came out, parents just don't understand. And it's not our fault as parents. It's not your fault because, look at the religious system that you're using to justify all this stuff. But even in the Bible, it says train your child in the way that he should go, in the way that they should go. But how are you going to train your child in the way that they should go, and you don't know this information, how to recall past lives and things like that? Like, how are you going to truly train them up in the way that they should go? And then you send them to school. So they can be indoctrinated, by and the crazy part about it is, by 7 years old, by the time these children turn 7 years old, and you haven't put certain things into them where they can remember who they are and who they represent and what they're supposed to do, by 7 years old, they done forgot all of that. They're totally wiped clean. Their memory is totally wiped clean. And that's the reason why, this is around the time that your children got to go to school, so they can be re-indoctrinated with all of this stuff that don't really matter for real. And then as parents, we get on our children and whoop them because they're trying their best to refuse the indoctrination. It's not that your child got a mental issue. It's not that your child.
The local wildlife.
It's not that your child. I literally zoned out. I forgot I was playing the game. It's not that your child got a mental problem. It's not that your child is a bad child. You have some children who got very, very powerful souls. The more powerful your soul is, the harder your fight. The harder you're gonna fight to not be indoctrinated. And this is a spiritual message that I'm getting when it comes to a lot of these young boys and these young girls that's going to the streets. They go into the streets because their parents don't understand them. Like, they don't want to be indoctrinated. They don't want to have to relive this life over again. Because you're forcing them to be in this system, in this world. And then the fucked up part about all of this is they really don't have a choice, because what you got as an alternative. What kind of business do you have as an alternative to where you're like, okay, I can teach them what I know, so they can be able to operate, but I'm gonna put them in this business that I got that's very successful, so that way they already got a job. They can spend their time in meditation. They can spend their time in deep thought, in pondering, so they can figure out what it is that they're supposed to be. We don't even have a counter system. This the fucked up part, y'all. We don't even have a counter system that we can be like, okay, you don't have to be in this system. You can be in our system, and we can take care of you. We don't even take care of our children right. And this has been very, very heavily on my mind. Like, very, very heavily on my mind. Jesus is the children. This is why so many of them go missing, because this is what the early Christians did. This isn't something new. This has always been going on. Christians have always sacrificed children. This has always been going on. Y'all just thought that it was some man or whatever. No. When the way communion really is, do y'all want to know how communion really is done? Y'all really want to know? Because I had a dream about it. I had a dream about how communion is really done. And it'll make y'all sick to y'all stomach.
Let's go! Go!
I'm gonna get to this.
Faster! Speed up!
Let me get to this place right quick.
Forward!
And I did this for a reason, because
More speed!
I know a lot of people not gonna watch this video, but for the people that's here, that's watching this, you know,
Head for over water.
y'all gonna get a lesson today. Y'all gonna get a lesson, cause I got a lot to talk about.
More
Cause
speed.
this ain't right,
Increase speed.
and it's not just Tiffany Haddish. It's not just Aries Spears.
Go.
A lot of damn near all of your famous super famous superstars are involved in this. Oh,
Archers,
what's this?
select your marks. Battle position.
We need to fire again! Get out of range of the fire!
Everybody brace. Archers to the...
Oh, did we get it?
I lost a couple good men in the scrap with those pirates. The seas are more dangerous.
We went... What do you mean?
You get them up. No.
Check your inventory. Oh, that was dope.
Onward.
I'm gonna tell y'all about my dream that I had.
Hang on tight.
And this is, in this dream,
Speed up.
this is when I knew that my journey into consciousness was gonna be a lot different from everybody, because some things that I experienced is stuff that I don't think I was supposed to be here. I don't think I was supposed to.
Go.
I don't think I was supposed to experience this, because I'm not a part of no secret society or nothing. Y'all wait till I get to shore, and I'm gonna tell you. Wait till I get to shore. I'm almost there.
Full speed.
Rowers need a break, Commander. That's the island. You'll need to be cautious. It will be crawling with pirates.
Head for over water.
Should send Icarus up to get the lay of the land. He'll spot my target. That's my target.
And it's also a reason why I'm playing this game, because as y'all know, everything I do pertains to what I'm talking about. Everything I do. Recruiting a crew.
The gods are with us today, Cassandra. The sea is calm and the winds are warm.
It's beautiful.
It is, my friend. It sure is.
Are we done? Can we get out?
Commander's left the helm.
Oh, this is a bandit camp. Okay. Oh, shoot. I'm gonna hide right here. Oh, look at all these people. Are there more people? Okay. So, so I had this dream. This was around like 2015. This was around 2015. I was learning about, you know, different conscious things. You know, I was going down the rabbit hole, and you know, everything that I was doing while I was you know, everything that I was doing while I was you know, learning these different things, you know, I would try it out. I would try it out with the girl that I was with. So I learned about, I was listening to Brother Panic, and he was talking about different things that you can do with sex. You know, different, you know, how you can use sex to manifest things, how you can use sex to to propel yourself consciously into different realms and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, so let's try it out. So we ended up doing it, and I was like, I want to learn. I really want to step into this occult journey, and I really want to learn the knowledge. I really want to learn the knowledge, some secret knowledge. I was like, I want to learn some secret knowledge, and this is what I said, while I was doing it. Okay, so and I'll never forget this dream. So in this dream, I'm teleported. I'm teleported to this temple. It was like an outdoor temple, and there was a bunch of black people. There was a bunch of people with black hooded coats on. Right? They had these black hooded coats on, and they was all surrounding this other person. These were all like pale faced people that I know. And it's funny, the sun is in Virgo, moon is in Sagittarius in the 8th house. So we talking about some shit. So, there was this huge, like, cast iron cauldron pot, and there was some certain type of stones. It was like some certain type of stones that was in this pot, being heated up, and it had a real bad smell. Like the smell that came from that pot, I never smelt nothing like that ever in this life. Like I never smelt nothing that bad. Like it was like a weird type of smell came out of this big black pot. And so and this was all in a dream. This is all in a dream. This is my initiation dream. I call this my initiation dream because my life got turned upside down after this dream. Me asking the universe for secret knowledge, and this is what they give me, right? So there's this tall red hooded. So everybody else had on black hoods, like black hooded, like a dress or something. I don't know how to explain it, but if you've seen like stuff like Eyes Wide Shut, then you kind of know what I'm talking about. And so there was like this podium, and then on the side was like this big black cauldron pot, had these weird stones in it, and it had a real bad smell to it. They was heating it up. And then on top of the podium there was he had a like a red hood on or whatever, and he was dangling this baby over the pot, right? He was saying some type of chant, and everybody was chanting with him, and I'm kind of like in the background, like trying to see what's going on, so he's dangling this baby by the legs, this little white baby over this pot, and he said something. He had a knife in one of his hands, and then he had the baby in his other hand, and he was dangling it over the pot, and he was kind of like shaking the baby so it can start crying real hard. So the baby crying. I don't know if I should say this. But okay, y'all can read between the lines what happened with that. I don't even want to say it. Like the shit, that was too crazy. So when whatever happened, when it happened, everybody started cheering, because I guess that was what made the ritual complete. So then I guess it was time for everybody to eat or whatever. I'm saying it like this. So it was time for everybody to eat. So it everybody lined up in a line. They had like some little picnic tables. Keyword picnic tables. They had some picnic tables, and everybody, they had them a little bowl and all that. So I'm over here, I'm looking like, oh my God, like, what in the fuck did I just see? Like, what did I just see? What was I looking at? What is this? So one of the hooded people came up to me, and it was like, yo, like, what are you doing here? Who are you? Like, what are you doing here? Because I didn't have no hood on. Like, I was just looking like a regular person. So, um, I think she was, and it was she took her hood off, and she was a woman. She was like a pale faced woman with no hair. Like, she was bald. She was like a old pale faced woman with no hair. And her teeth was weird. She had these weird teeth. She was real scary looking. And so I pulled out my crystals because this was what I was studying at the time. I'm over here thinking that I'm the shit with these crystals. And I was like, yeah, I got these crystals, like I'm about to banish her or some shit. And she looked at me and she was like, is that all you got? Like, it was like, at first she was kind of scared. First she was looking and she was a little scared for a second. And then when I pulled out my crystals and I was like, yeah, I got these crystals. And she looked at me and she was like, oh, that's all you got? That's all you got? And she did this evil laugh. She was like, yo, take a load of this dude. He got some crystals. They had this evil laugh, like, nigga, this ain't gonna save you from this shit. Like, this shit that we doing over here, you think them crystals gonna save you? And that was my initiation dream into this journey to really, really find the truth. Because I'm like, wait, yo, this ain't, these crystals are cool, but with the sinister shit that I just saw, crystal's not gonna save you from that. And I woke up and it was like I had like a different type of outlook. I had a different type of outlook on what consciousness really was. Like, I had a different type of outlook, because I'm like, yo, if I gotta go against these people, I need way more than crystals. I need way more than sage and way more than frankincense and myrrh, and I need way more than that. Like, I need the real shit. Where's the real shit at? And this is before I got into the Orishas. This is before I got into voodoo. This is before I got into the Orishas. All of that stuff came to me because of the mindset that I had, because of what I saw, because of what I experienced. Because, see, the real war has always been in the astral realm. And I was one of the people, because of my condition, I was always able to, control my dreams, and I was always able to do things with my dreams, especially, when I had my apartment and I was stable and everything was cool, I was able to do a lot in my dreams, I had another dream. This was like 2017, 2018. And in this dream, I went to like a secret, it was like this secret army base. It was like this secret base where they was testing out different things that that the public isn't supposed to know about. I'm gonna just say it like that. And it's funny, like, have y'all ever played like Marvel vs. Capcom? If y'all play Marvel vs. Capcom, there's this character that looks like Iron Man, right? And he got this, I think it's called like a photon cannon. He had something like a photon cannon. And when he blasts that photon cannon, that's like his finisher. So these people had pocket rocket photon cannons. And one of the generals, it was like an army, and then the generals was like, ready, aim, fire, and they fired this cannon, and there was like this huge boulder that was like that was kind of like up on like this mountain, and when they fired the cannon, it literally evaporated the freaking boulder. I'm like, oh my god, now the tech that I had, because I had some spiritual technology too. The spiritual technology that I had rendered me invisible, so they couldn't see me. So I'm literally like right beside them, like damn near breathing down their neck, and they couldn't see me. And then, I snap back. I don't know how I'll be able to do this, but I know how to wake myself up. So I snap out of it. I wake up and I'm like, oh my god, like this shit is crazy. I'm gonna say this. Y'all really need to if you don't understand how to move in the astral realm, the best thing that you can do is learn about solfeggio frequencies. Learn about solfeggio frequencies and use that. There's certain things that you can do so you can learn how to go to different realms and control your dreams. Like, this shit is very, very important, and you need to teach your children about this. See, this is the stuff that you need to teach your children. The children that's being born now, they can take it. They can take this information and they can probably teach you stuff. They can teach you different things that they can teach you stuff that you probably never thought about, because they're still connected to source. Children are still connected to source. So the biggest fight that you're gonna have as a parent is to keep that child connected to the source that's gonna protect them. Innocence, curiosity, and imagination. Those are the three things that this world really, really tries to take away from you. Now let's get away from that. So let's talk about the sermon. So when I woke up, so with all of this being said, I'm trying to let y'all know, I'm trying to tell y'all how important and how much of a currency that children really are. Because if you don't understand how valuable your child is, the powers that be understand how valuable your child is, and you gonna end up regretting, especially in this time that we're coming, this time that's coming up now. The children are gonna be the warriors. The children are gonna be the goddesses. The children, they're gonna be the ones that that's gonna be the leaders. It's always been like that. But a lot of these grown-ups, they're too far gone. A lot of these grown-ups out here are too far gone. One of my main jobs is to help the grown-ups get to know their inner child. That's what my mission. I'm trying to get the grown-ups back in touch with their inner child. But for y'all who got children, y'all have the biggest mission. Your biggest mission is, and it's even harder now with the smart age, with the technology age. Your job as a parent is to keep this child in their innocence. Teach them how important their innocence is, because with me coming up, I didn't have cable. I didn't have cable. I didn't have access to a lot of different things that would have really toxified my mind at an early age. My third house is in Scorpio. So my mom really had to shield me from a lot of things. So while everybody else is watching BET, everybody else is looking at Beavis and Butthead, and everybody else is looking at South Park and all of that. I'm still looking at shows on PBS Kids like Arthur, like Barney, like Zoom. I'm looking at kid shows that enforces you to use your imagination. Zoom, you doing creative things, you being a kid, in these shows, on PBS Kids, they didn't have suggestive grown up like topics. They didn't have stuff like that on those shows, you know. And even when I went to my grandmother's house and we would watch Cartoon Network and stuff like that, when Adult Swim came on, my dad was ready to leave. You're like, all right, let's get our stuff. So I had to do a whole lot in order to look at the different things that a lot of y'all probably grew up on. So with that being said, I was able to hold on to my innocence a lot longer, and with the life that I'm living now, boy, I could only imagine what type of man that I would have been, having to go through what I'm going through without innocence, without a connection to my innocence, without a connection to my inner child, so I don't feel alone out here, where I wake up every day like, what adventure are we gonna go on today? you know Now, so let's go to church. Let's go to church. Now, when I woke up this morning, there was this song in my mind, and it was called, how many of y'all out there heard about this song called His Eye is on the Sparrow? How many of y'all out there heard about His Eye is on the Sparrow, the church song? We got 3 people in the chat. Let's see. And while y'all answering that, let me walk around here and see what's going on. How many of y'all heard about this gospel song called His Eye is on the Sparrow? When I woke up this morning, this was the song that was in my mind when I woke up, because with all of this stuff that's going on in the world, you got a lot of people out here feeling worthless, and it's very sad, because you got people out here that are extremely gifted. You got people out here that are extremely gifted in this world, and they feel worthless. They feel like they ain't shit because they don't want to adhere to the status quo. They don't want to be what's popular. They want to be themselves, and them being themselves in any other reality but this one would be accepted. But there's a divergent, insurgent type of there's a divergent, insurgent type of system that this world is trying to push, where everybody is a one world, when that's not true. Like, we're all different universes and stuff like that, and we all should be able to, this earth is big enough for everybody to be who they want to be, and there's still some earth left over. Now, Lexi, I bet you didn't know that His Eye is on the Sparrow, there are actually 3 verses to that song. How many of y'all knew that? Why is it that Lauryn Hill, Whitney Houston, there's a bunch of people that sung this song throughout the years, and they never sung all 3 verses to that song. Now, we always talk about our third eye. When you come into consciousness, the first thing that you talk about, your third eye. You want to see what your third eye looks like? This is your third eye right here. You see this bird right here? See, everything I do is for a reason. Y'all gonna learn. This is your third eye. While I'm over here hiding, I'm over here in cover, and I'm in an area where there's a lot of danger around, you know. There's a lot of danger where I'm at on this island right here, you know. And this is my sparrow. This is my third eye. So with my third eye, now I got a bird's eye view. This is the third eye. The third eye is the bird's eye. Write that down. The third eye is the bird's eye. And what I can do, I can now with this third eye, my third eye can see when there's enemies around. You see that? You see how? And it tells me what they are. You know, this is this person right here. You know, they got arrows. You know, this person right here got a spear. You know, and I can listen to them talking. This is what your third eye can do. They showing you in a freaking video game. And your third eye can also point out treasures, different treasures that you wouldn't be able to see with your regular eyes. And you can do all of this while you're in cover. You know, you can catch people slipping. You can catch your enemy slipping. You know, you can catch your enemy slipping with your third eye. Look at all these different things that you can do with the eye of the sparrow. You know, I told you everything I do is for a reason. You can see what level they on. Look, you can see the details. You can see what weapons they're using. You can do all of this with the eye of the sparrow. This is a sparrow bird. This bird is actually a sparrow. You know, they showing you in the freaking game. You know? Now, when we look up the spiritual meaning of a sparrow, the sparrow is a spirit animal that symbolizes strength and power. Even with its small structure, the sparrow represents courage and caution that you should express in your life. With the sparrow spirit guide in your life, you get the ability to express talent, intelligence, and creativity. How many of y'all knew that? Everything I do is for a reason. So how many of y'all knew that this is what a sparrow means? You know? Okay. So now let's go deeper. Let's go even deeper. Now, let's go even deeper. Now, one of the sparrows' biggest prey when it comes to animals that eat sparrows are owls. You know, I was told spiritually that Scorpio can also represent the owl. You know, now, so if a sparrow means strength and power, then spiritually, what does an owl represent? So an owl, it represents wisdom, intuition, supernatural power, independent thinking, and observant listening. You know, that's what an owl means. So let's put it together. So symbolically, when the owl has to eat in order for it to live, you know. So when the owl, symbolically, when an owl eats a sparrow, symbolically, this means that, you know, in order to feed your wisdom, intuition, and supernatural powers and independent thinking, you know, you need this energy, this Aya. You need a Aya. Remember what I told y'all in my live stream about the metaphysics of manifestation? Remember when I told y'all about the different Aya? You know, Aya, A-I-I-A-H. Remember what I told y'all about Aya? You know, I told y'all that Aya is a fuel. When you're fighting in karate, you say Aya. You say Aya. You know, Haya, Aya. You know, Aya is the strongest. It's like the 95 octane fuel to manifest the energy, like to push the energy forward. When you say Aya, you know. And I talked about the different forms of Aya to help you to get through different situations. You know, a lot of us, you know, we go through dangerous terrain, dangerous situations, and we're blind. You know, see, a lot of us, we need courage. We need courage. We need persistence. You know, we need endurance. You know, in order to complete the race. You know, so you would need the Aya, the tiger. You need the Aya, the tiger. Now, if you're someone like me, you know, who likes to work in the shadows, and we're going, and we're going, you know, through different areas, and we got to go through different terrain, and we want to make sure that we don't get, you know, we don't get hurt, we don't get, you know, and we can see the danger before it comes. This is where you got to get the Aya, the sparrow. The eye of the sparrow. This is the eye of the sparrow right here. And all of us have an eye of the sparrow that watches over us. You know? And the reason why, you know, we get caught lacking, because we don't use our eye of the sparrow. We don't even use it. We don't use it. And it's not your fault. You wasn't taught. You wasn't taught what the eye of the sparrow really is. This is what the eye of the sparrow is. You know? This is what it is. And the reason why you're not taught, the reason why that you're not taught about this, number one, because you're gonna find out that a lot of people that run things in this world, there aren't real people. They aren't real people. That's the one thing. See, they want to calcify your eye of the sparrow so that you can look at everybody as a person, as human, just like you. But no. I told y'all in my last video, there are many different types of beings that live here. And there are a lot of different type of beings that live here that have human looking skin. And they are human like. They are mankind. They are a kind of man. They are a kind of man, but they're really not man. They're a kind of man. And as long as you're looking with your two physical eyes, you'll never see the difference of who they really are. You'll never see the difference of who they really are. You know, because it's a mankind, you know. The only way that you'll know who they really are is if you do this right here. You got the eye of the sparrow, and then you looking at somebody like this, and then you hone in on them, and you see everything about them. You're like, okay, this person is a Palladian, this person is a reptilian, this person is a hidden soulless being, you know, and you can see the details that they got. You can see the type of power that they got. Like, okay, this person, you know, this person has this type of power. You know, this person, you know, got this, so I need to, you know, make sure that I pick my battles wisely. This is something that Obanani used to teach her people. Obanani and Shango worked so good together because Obanani kept Shango level-headed, made sure that when he went on the battlefield, that he was sure to win, because she always told him, she was like, babe, you got to pick your battles wisely. I know you got the power, you got the ashe, but you know, some of these battles, you're not gonna win all the time. So you got to learn how to pick your battles wisely. And this is how you pick your battles wisely, with the eye of the sparrow. You know? Now, what they do, what these soulless beings do, they make this eye of the sparrow, they make it weak. You know? How many people out here, y'all had certain gifts and y'all had certain things, and you were punked out of using these things because you felt like you were weak. You felt like if you did it this way, you would be cheating, and that's weak. You know, dang, like why you gotta do that, man? That's weak, man. That's weak. You weak, man. How many of y'all, you know, it's almost like, you know, you're forced to play the game like everybody else is playing it, but you know the cheat codes. But you're looked at as weak. You're looked at as weak by using your gifts, by using your powers. You know, they did it to the women first because the women were the witches. They were the wise women. They were the keepers of the wisdom, the keepers of the ayah. So once they took the ayah away from the women and made them sterile, made them docile and all of that, you know, it's easy to get the men. You know, because the women with the ayah, the witches with the ayah that prayed over their men, you know, that's what made the men so powerful. Bruh, you is not gonna defeat a man who got a praying woman at home. It don't matter what kind of gun you got. It don't matter what kind of weapon you got. If you a man and you got a praying woman, if you got a praying grandmother at home, you got a praying mama, you got a praying wife at home, bruh. This is the reason why Ogun was able to do, you know, our men back in the day. This is why they were able to go out there and slave for that white man, you know, at them factories and do all of this hard work because they knew that they had a faithful praying woman at home. You know, this shit is powerful, and this is what they want you to, this is what they're trying to break up. You know, y'all thought the Piscean era was just about Atlantis and Jesus. No, all of this shit right here, all of this has something to do with the Piscean era. This is the reason why Eshu loves the baby Oshun so much, because she represented a new hope. The dragons ate the babies. The dragons ate the freaking babies. You know, the Draconians, they ate the babies. Eshu, he had to go into hiding. Man, you know what? I wanna talk so bad. The baby Eshu, he had to go into hiding. You know, he couldn't be who he really wanted to be in the dragon age because the dragons ate the babies. You know, this is the reason why back in the day the women had to teach the boys to be men at an early age. You know, because innocence was dangerous. You know, you couldn't show weakness. Innocence was weakness. You know, you couldn't be innocent out here. You couldn't be all happy-go-lucky out here. I learned that as soon as I left my mom and dad house, and I'm over here, you know, trying to be innocent, you know, trying to do stuff. Man, I got fucked over so many times. But I had a praying mama at home. I had a praying dad at home. You know? So, yeah, I went through a lot of stuff, but I was still protected. But, you know, so this is the main thing that we're fighting, and this has always been the fight over innocence. You know, the fight over the ayah, because the thing about it is, like, you know, can't nobody take away your gifts, but they can make you think that they're worthless. You know. So you think I'm lying? You think I'm playing? Think I'm playing? Let's see how the Bible. Let's see how the Bible. You know what the Bible said about the sparrow. Because now we see how powerful the sparrow is. You know. So let's go to our Bibles. I told you we going to church today. Because I don't know what tomorrow is gonna hold. So fuck doing this on Sunday. We're gonna do this on Saturday. We're gonna have Saturday service. You know. Now, once they made your ayah the sparrow, and it's funny because this was what the pastor was talking about in my dream. You know, I'm pretty sure of it. This is what the pastor was talking about, but he didn't break it down like this. So when we had the eye of the sparrow, when we had this eye right here, when we had this eye of the sparrow right here, the one thing that we knew, that we knew beyond a shadow of a doubt, was that we are not this body. We are not this body. we were able to project our consciousness out like a bird, and we were able to be free as a bird, you know, free spirit. Our spirit was free to roam around at will like this bird right here, you know. This is how we were as spirits. We were able to roam around, you know. We could get on our knees. We would, what we would do, you know, we would get on our knees like this, and then we would project our spirit upward like a bird, and we would scan around and see what's going on, you know, like this, and we would be free as a bird, you know. Now there's a passage in the Bible that I wanna tell y'all about, and you know, this kind of talks on that. So so you can find this in Matthew chapter 6 verses 25 through 34. So it says, therefore I tell you, do not be anxious about your life. Do not be anxious about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, nor about your body, what you will put on. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothing? Now I'm gonna stop right here for a second. Once you lost your eyes, your real eyes, once you lost your eyes, now you gotta depend on the things of this world, the things of this capitalist society world to give you happiness. You know, so what are the toxic things that this world gives you to be happy about, since you don't have this ability to be a free spirit no more, you know? Everybody's anxious about their life, you know. They YOLO. You only got one life to live, so you only got one life to live, you know. So you need to try to do the best that you can and live life to the fullest, you know. And that's been debunked because these people in Astro's you know, sessions have been here for many lifetimes. So this isn't the only life that you have to live, but this is a lie that you've been told. What you will eat. Look at all the gluttonous people out here that you know, they're emotional, they're crying, they're sad, so they eat themselves to death. You know, emotional eating, you know, poisoning the food. All this bullshit that's going on with the food, you know. And then, or what you will drink. Look at the things that we drink to feel emotional happiness. You know, we got to drink wine. You know, we got to drink alcohol. We got to drink beer. We got to drink mimosas. We got to drink all of this toxic stuff. We got to drink energy drinks. You know, we got to drink Red Bull. We got to drink Monster energy drinks and all of this stuff. And then nor about your body. You know, this is all in the Bible. You know, y'all read y'all Bible, don't y'all? I ain't the only one. You know, I know y'all read y'all Bibles, and look at what we're doing with our bodies in this day and time, because we don't understand that we're not this body. We're getting BBLs, you know, we're getting breast jobs, we're getting butt jobs, we're getting fat, we're getting Botox, we're getting plastic put in our bodies. We're doing all of this weird stuff to our bodies, because we're not happy with ourselves. We're emotionally, we're not happy with ourselves because our eyes aren't on. Our eyes aren't on. You know? Or what you will put on. You know? Balenciagas. See, this is how they get you. They get you with the brands. So you can't even be happy that you got clothes to wear and you're not out here, you know, going through it, because you don't have Balenciagas on. You don't got Jordans on. You know, you don't got you know, you don't got Louis Vuitton on. You know, you don't got Gucci on. You don't got Louis on. You know? You don't got these brands that's made by people who didn't even like you when they were alive. You know? All of these Versace's, all of these brands, they didn't like black people when they were alive. Test me on it. All of these people were probably racist. They didn't like black people. So why are black people the main people that are promoting these whack ass, you know, what, let me get off of that. Let me get off of that. You know? Is not life more than food? You know? And the body more than clothing? Isn't your body worth more than clothing? See, we don't remember. The reason why it's easy for us to do these atrocious things, the reason why it's easy for us to do these atrocious things to our bodies is because we don't remember as a spirit all the things that we had to go through in order to create a body. You know? See, in Ifa, and I'm not a babalao. I'm not a babalao. I'm not a, a priest, but I know this because I'm able to talk to a lot of these spirits myself. And Obatala, the tedious process that Obatala goes through in order to create a body. If you knew, if you knew the tedious process that it took for you to create this work of art that's called a body, you would not be out here treating your body any kind of way. Obatala will go into the mountains, into the stars and get the finest minerals to create your bones. And then he will go and get the finest cells and things like that to create the tissues for your organs. And then, he would get some of the most, purest water and mix it with different things to make your blood. And then, he will go and all of this stuff to create you as a work of art, and you want to go and get a damn BBL. Shit is crazy, man. You want to go get you a freaking nose job, butt job, when you are already perfectly made. You are already perfectly made. This is Virgo season. We're talking about perfection. You are already perfect, So Matthew 6:25, look at the birds of the air. They neither sow nor reap nor gather into barns. We were never supposed to live like the way we live. Where you got a brick house that you live in. You don't travel. You're settled. You're living in a settlement. This was never how we lived. We traveled all over the world. We weren't living in no damn house. And then you got people that's snobby. Oh, you're homeless. Oh, you don't got a house. You don't got an apartment. Apartment. Listen to what you're saying. Apartment. Apart from your mental. You're apart from a part in your mind that's meant to be a explorer. We're meant to. This is what we're meant to be doing. Assassin's Creed. We're meant to be explorers. We're meant to travel the 7 seas. Water, sun, and love. The one you love. That's all you need. That's all you really need. The air you breathe. Kendrick Lamar, he talked about this in How Much a Dollar Costs. All you need is the air you breathe, for real. Because the earth is plentiful. There are herbs. There are herbs that you can eat. River water you can drink. Spring water you can drink. All of this stuff. But we're not taught, like, this isn't how we live no more. They neither sow nor reap nor gather into barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. We don't live. We're free spirited, but we don't live like free spirits. Are you not of more value than they? And which of you, by being anxious, can add a single hour to his span of life? Consider, why are you anxious about clothing? All of this is in the Bible. Why are you anxious about clothing? Why do you care that you don't got Fashion Nova on? Why do you care about this stuff? Who programmed you to care? Who programmed you to care about this stuff? You know? Yeah, you're right. Who told y'all to care about this stuff? Consider the lilies of the field and how they grow. They neither toil nor spin. Yet I tell you, even Solomon in all of his glory was not arrayed like one of these. You know? And it's sad to say this, y'all. It's sad to say this, but some of y'all ain't gonna truly understand what I'm saying until your death day, until your dying day. Y'all ain't gonna understand what I'm saying, but y'all look down on homeless people though. Y'all look down on people, you know, who decide to live like this, and they don't live the type of life that y'all are programmed to live. Y'all call them bums. Y'all see what y'all do? Y'all ain't right. Y'all call these people bums. You know, and they're freer than you. They going to a better place than you, because when they die, they don't have no regrets. Unlike you, you know. Think about that. Matthew, let's go to another Bible verse, because we going to church. I told you this is a church service. You know, I'm tapping back into my bag. Matthew chapter 10 verses 29 and 31. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? You know, look how meaningless. Now I just explained to y'all. I just explained to y'all what a sparrow is. And look at the worth. Look at the worth that they put on it. You know? Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? And not one of them will fall to the ground apart from your Father. But even the hairs on your head are all numbered. Fear not, therefore you are of more value than many sparrows. You know? Why is it that Christians are black Christians are so, you know, they're not full of purpose, like they're so, you know, so depressed and all of that, when this is in the Bible that you claim that you read. This is in the Bible that you claim you read, and you over here depressed. You know? Because you feel worthless. You know, there's really the things that are worth the most in this world cost the least. I'm gonna say it again. The things in this world that are worth the most, they cost the least. You know, you can't really put a price tag on it for real. You know? Luke. Let's go to Luke. Let's go to Luke chapter 12, verse 6. Hold on, y'all. Can you still hear me? Can y'all still hear me? Yo. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Oh, Lex said yes. Am I good? Am I good? Let's go to Luke. Let's go to Luke chapter 12, verse 6. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 pennies, and not one of them is forgotten before God? You know? This is powerful stuff to tell you how, you know, how much the world sees you, and how much you're really worth. You know? Hold on. I gotta tell them that I'm live. I'm live. I can't come to the phone right now. I'm live. Cause I gotta get this out. Can y'all still hear me? Can y'all hear me? You said I'm good? Okay. So there's this psalm, Psalms 102. A prayer of one afflicted when he is faint and pours out his complaint before the Lord. Now, the Lord. Let's talk about the Lord. Let's talk about the Lord for a second. Because a lot of people they talk about, the Lord and all of this, but do you really know? Do you really know what the Lord is? You know, when you look at the when you look at the etymology of the word Lord, you know, it comes from the word bread loaf. It means husband, or it means um the loaf eater, or no, the lady means loaf eater. It comes from the word bread loaf. So the one who guards the loaves, you know, that's what Lord means. Lord means the one who guards the bread. So when you talk about the Lord, you're really talking about the people that own the banks, the families that own the banks, the families that control the money. Because we call money bread, don't we? When you're getting money, don't we call that you getting bread? Come on, somebody. I know I'm not alone up in here. I know it's only 3 people in the chat, but you know, how it is when you talking real talk, and that's why I had to put this as a gaming video, you know. So the Lord, so when you're crying before the Lord, you know, you're crying before the people that got the bread, and you're trying to get some bread, you know. Now let's go deeper, because one thing that I'm learning about words, there's a higher vibration and then there's a lower vibration, you know. And this is how I can prove that the Lord, the real Lord, is you, you know. Now, when we take the D off, because when we say Lord, when you say Lord, number one, when you say Lord, it sounds like you're saying lower. Don't it? When you say Lord, don't it sound like you're saying lowered, like lower dimension, lower D, lower with D, Lord. And then you got, and then once you take the L and the D off of it, now you got that word. You got O-W-E. You got O. You know, I'm teaching y'all some secret shit, because these are all the things that are in this word that you're saying. You know, you owe somebody. You're praying to the Lord like you're owing, like you owe somebody. You know, and all of this, you're doing all of this because you don't have your eye of the sparrow. You know, and since you don't have your eye of the sparrow, you know, you're like everybody else. You're like a NPC. You know, you're like everybody else. You know, this is your royalty right here. Your eye of the sparrow, that's your royalty. This is what makes you royal. You know, you don't have this, you just like everybody else. You like everybody else that owe somebody. You know, and when you're in debt, and when you're in debt, you go to jail. When you're in debt, when you're in debt, this is where you go to pay your debt to society. I'm gonna pass the collection plate around if anybody want to donate. Put my collection plate, because I am preaching. That's my Cash App if anybody want to donate while I'm preaching, because y'all ain't gonna get this all the time. So, and this is how deep this shit is. So when you got to owe, when you don't pay the Lord, the one who got the bread, and you owe bread to the Lord, you owe, and then to pay your debt, you got to go to jail, which is a cell. You got to go to a cell. You got to go to jail, and you got to go in a cell that separates you from everybody else, from the rest of the body, from the body. It separates you from the rest of the body. You're in a cell, and you're in jail. You're in this type of jail. You're in that type of jail because this is the jail. If when you got a heavy heart, when you're in debt, when you feel like you owe somebody, when you feel like you owe somebody and you feel like you're in debt, you got a heavy heart. And like I told you in the metaphysics of manifestation, if you got a heavy heart and you trying to leave this reality, you trying to leave this dimension, that water, the waters that's above the firmament is a whole lot more. It's like jail. It's like, have you ever heard that saying, you must be jam cause jelly, you must be jelly cause jam don't shake like that? Space Jam, the Space Jam, the real Space Jam is gel, is GEL, and it's real. It's like quicksand. It's gelatinous. It's like quicksand, you know. It's like quicksand. And if you're not made of a light substance that can float, which your Merkaba, if you're not traveling with your Merkaba, you know, and you're not traveling with your innocence, with your solar essence that can float above, that can rise above the jail, you're gonna get stuck in jail. You're gonna get stuck in jail. If you feel like you owe, if you die feeling like you owe, you know, you owe, and you got a heavy heart, you feel like that you're in debt, you know, this world makes you feel like you're always in debt, you never gonna make it out of here. You know, you're gonna be in a lower dimension, lower D. You're in a lower dimension, you're in a lower dimension. You know, because look at what the D does. The D, you see that? See, I can go even deeper, but I'm gonna just stop right there. You know, so listen to this sad shit, because this is how you feel. You know, this is how this world wants you to feel. This world wants you to feel like this so you can always reincarnate here. This is the key. You know, I'm SU. I'm the baby SU. So the baby SU through Legba has to give you the key to get out of this world so you can stop reincarnating. You know? So the key to get out of this world, stop feeling like you owe shit. Stop feeling like you owe somebody. Stop feeling like you got a lord and you got to owe somebody. So you can get out of jail. If you want to get out of jail, the reason why it's easy for these soulless beings to do what they do, because they do it with a clear conscience. They feel like they don't owe shit to nobody. So they can easily do this sinister stuff because they don't feel like they owe nobody. And they're put into a system that favors them. As long as if you feel like you're guilty, then you know you're going to be guilty. But if you don't feel like you're guilty and you don't owe nothing, then you will never go to jail. You'll never be stuck in jail. You'll never be stuck in jail. You know? Now listen to this. This is Psalms 102. Hear my prayer, O Lord. Let me cry. Let my cry come to you. See, this is already like lower. This is lower dimension. Like you're probably on your knees while you're saying this prayer. You're on your knees. You know, that's the lowest part. You're probably laying down on your knees, you know, and you're saying, hear my prayer, O Lord. Let my cry come to you. Do not hide your face from me in the day of my distress. Incline your ear to me. Answer me speedily in the day when I call. You know. Now think about if you were someone. Think about if you were someone that got all this money, that got all this bread. And you got that family member that always got their hand out. Always got their hand out. They always on their knees. They always need something. They always and they already owe you a lot of money anyway. They owe you a debt anyway. And they coming to you and they're like, hear my prayer. Let my cry come to you. You know, don't hide your face from me. I'm in distress. You know. Now, how reluctant are you to keep giving this person money? You know, bread. How reluctant? You know, how many times are you gonna get this person bread? You know, pity. You know, are y'all like, you know, the last time I heard, we are not a pitiful people. You only do this when you feel pitiful about yourself. Last time I checked, I'm not pitiful. You know, outside of this spiritual body, I am a god. Outside of this physical body, you know, ain't nothing pitiful about me. So why would you say this? For my days pass away like smoke, and my bones burn like a furnace. This is someone with a heavy heart. My heart is struck down like grass, and it has withered. I forget to eat my bread because of my loud groaning. My bones cling to my flesh. I am like a desert owl of the wilderness. Remember what I told you about the desert owl in the wilderness? You remember what I told y'all about the owl? Like an owl of the waste places. So this is a owl that is an embodiment. Remember, a owl is an embodiment of wisdom, intuition, supernatural power, independent thinking, and observant listening. But without food, without nourishment, you know, that owl, he can't use his powers the way they were meant to be used. How many of y'all out there feel like an owl? How many of y'all out there feel like an owl, but you're in a wasteland? You're like, damn, like, you know, I got all these different gifts, I got all these different things, but, you know, the bullshit that I gotta eat, you know, the way I gotta live and the way I gotta work a job because I owe the Lord, you know, so I gotta work this job. You know, I can't be free as a bird. You know, I can't be free. So I'm like an owl, but I don't got the right nourishment. I don't got the right nourishment to be what I was meant to be. So I'm like an owl in a wasteland. I lie awake. I am like a lonely sparrow on the housetop. You know, a lonely sparrow on the housetop, and all the day my enemies taunt me. You know, and how many of y'all out there, you know, y'all got the house, y'all got the nice house, y'all got the nice cars, y'all got the marriage, but y'all feel like a bird that's trapped in a cage in a house. Y'all are like the cage bird. I know why the cage bird sings, because this is what the cage bird is really trying to say. The cage bird is singing like, let me out, cheep, 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 let me out, cheep, cheep, cheep. You know? And this is how you've been programmed with the Christian doctrine. You know, because, you know, the Bible isn't a you know, negative book if you know how to decode it correctly. You know, it's the Christian doctrine, it's the religion part that makes it bad, because it teaches you how to read this stuff in a certain way. You know, so you never really learn it for yourself. The only reason why I can come to y'all like this is because, you know, I've been studying different religions, and I've been studying different spiritual systems, and I know how to decode words, and, you know, I learned all these other different things. Now I can come back to the Bible like, oh, this is what they meant. You know, and this is a very low vibrational. This is very low vibrational, because you're giving all of your power to something outside of you just because they got bread, just because they got a lot of bread. You know, verse 12. But you, O Lord, are enthroned forever. You are remembered throughout all generations. These 13 families that are the lords of the banks, the lords of the banks, the lords of the money, the lords that hold the bread. They are enthroned forever in our minds. These families are rent-free in our minds. They live rent-free in our minds because we give them this power. Because we live in their system So we're entitled to them, you know? And that ain't how we were meant to live. But this is how you live when you forfeit the use of your eye of the sparrow. I hope y'all hear me. I really do. I hope I'm not just doing this for no reason. Like, I really do. So, last but not least, now let's go to the song, The Eye of the Sparrow. His eye is on the sparrow by Sevilla D. Martin. Now, this is how we used to live, and then after this I'm gonna play the game. This is how we used to live when we knew who we were. When we knew the guys that we represented, we understood our assignments and stuff. You know, this is what we knew. This is how we went about our lives, and this is how we were able to conquer the way we used to conquer in the Piscean age. You know, people really like to shit on the Piscean age, but the Piscean age was the last age where we truly showed how resilient we were as a people. You know, the Piscean age is where you could truly see how resilient we were as a people. And this is the reason why a lot of our artifacts are being stolen, are being stolen from us, because of that. They don't want you as a black person to remember how resilient you were, and how powerful you were. They want you to keep praying to the Lord because the Lord got the bread. When at the end of the day, if you knew the knowledge like the owl, if you knew the knowledge and you had the power to, and you had a exploration type of mindset, you can get the ingredients yourself and make your own bread, just like they're doing. And then your bread isn't going to have the preservatives and the net, and the bleached flour and all the bullshit. Your bread isn't going to have all of that stuff in it. Think about this. We're praying to the Lord for bread, and the bread is poisonous. The money is the root of all evil. The bread is poisonous, just like Ocean's River, and we got to clean that shit out. We gotta unlock our baby Oceans and our baby Eshu's, our children, and we gotta keep them motivated. We gotta feed them little by little this conscious information, so when they grow up, they won't get when they grow up, they won't be easily to be manipulated by this world, because they'll already be up on game. They'll have all of their eyes, 4 eyes. Remember when you was in school and you wore glasses and they said you got 4 eyes? You got your 2 eyes, you got the eye of the tiger, and you got the eye of the sparrow. That's your 4 eyes right there. And they made that seem lame. They made that seem corny, that you got 4 eyes. When at the end of the day, that's what made us superhuman. Because we had 4 eyes. We had the eye of the sparrow, we had the eye of the tiger, and then we had the eye of Ra and the eye of Horus. That's your 4 eyes right there. Know who you are. Know who you are. Melanie be saying it all the time. Know who you are. Like, God dang it. Like, I can't be alone out here. I'm not supposed to be alone out here. We need more. We need more warriors on the astral realm who can fight. And this knowledge is your weapon. All the stuff that I'm learning in this life, when I go to sleep, I retain all of this shit. And I'm over here preaching intergalactically. I'm over here intergalactically being a messenger. I'm over here being an intergalactic messenger over here. So it says, why should I feel discouraged? Why should the shadows come? Why should my heart be lonely and lone for heaven and home? So this right here is a counter spell to all the stuff that I said in Psalms 102. You won't need to do Psalms 102 if you use this this song right here as a spell, you know, why should I feel discouraged? You know, when I can just, why should I feel discouraged when I can use my eye of the sparrow and I know what my enemy's gonna do before he do it. Why is a shadow gonna come? Why is a shadow gonna come when I already know what you're gonna do? Like, I know what's up. I know what's in front of me because I got a sparrow view. I got a bird's eye view. I got the eye of the sparrow. You know? Why should my heart feel lonely and long for a heaven and home? You know, why should my heart be lonely? You know, why do I feel like I'm alone and the only time that I'm gonna get something good in life is when I die and go to heaven? When I can just use my eye of the sparrow and find my soulmate. Like, oh shit, let's go over here. Let's push the right triggers. Let's use the right triggers. You know, we're inundated with the wrong triggers. You know, we got the wrong triggers. This is the right trigger. You see that right trigger to boost? I can use this right trigger to boost, and I can use my sparrow, my bird's eye view, and look, they go my soulmate right there. So why should my heart feel lonely? They go my soulmate right there. I can see her. I can see her right here. Look. I can see my soulmate right here. You know? So I already know. So I already understand. So I already understand that, you know, all I need to do is just go a little farther in my journey. And, you know, my soulmate, you know, I'm going to run into her or him, you know, if I'm a girl. You know, I'm going to run into my soulmate. So why do my heart feel lonely? I ain't got to feel lonely. Because I can use my eye of the sparrow and find my soulmate. You know? When Jesus is my portion, a constant friend is he. You know? Now, remember what I said about Jesus. Jesus represents a Christ consciousness that is found in little children. So the more you keep that little child energy, you retain your portion of the Christ consciousness. And oh, what a friend we have in Jesus. You'll never feel alone as long as you got this Christ consciousness, because the Christ consciousness is what connects you to all of your ancestors. You know, man, I be in my truck. I be talking to all my ancestors, especially when I smoke. Man, I get that spliffy, and I be going in. I be talking to my grandma. I be talking to my uncle. I be talking to the baby issue. I be talking to all my ancestors. You know, I don't feel alone in the slightest. But the more I let this world, you know, mess up my train of thought and stuff like that, you know, then I start to feel alone. You know? So as long as you got that portion of Christ consciousness, that is your constant friend. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. You know, his eye is on the sparrow, which means that this Christ consciousness that we call Jesus, our Christ consciousness is the energy that is inside of the eye that is on the sparrow. You know, this is the reason why the eye of the sparrow does what it does, to protect us, to protect our essence, to protect, you know, this is what the eye of the sparrow is meant to do. And the eye of the sparrow is always up in the air watching over you. See, I'm all the way down here, but my eye of the sparrow is watching over me. You know, that's what the sparrow does. I'm showing you in the video game how all of this stuff is working, how it makes sense. You know, and this eye of the sparrow that's free as a bird. You know, I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. Look how happy he is. Look how free. Look, I can go over here. I can go over there. I can go overseas. I can go over the mountain, and I'm happy. You know, That's what that means when the song says, I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. You know? Now, now this is the second verse that y'all never heard of unless you're, in a Catholic church or something like that. Now, there's a second verse to the eye is on a sparrow, and it says, let not your heart be troubled, his tender word I hear, and resting on his goodness, I lose my doubts and fears. You know, the eye, the eye of the sparrow is also a a communication device. You know, and as long as you're connected to that eye of the sparrow, which is your we call them spirit guides, but when you're connected to the eye of the sparrow, your heart will never be troubled because you know what's coming before it comes. And it speaks, your eye of the sparrow is going to communicate in a tender word, in a tender way, and I don't have to doubt my eye of the sparrow that it don't know what it's talking about, because it ain't failed me yet. I'm gonna say it like that. My eye of the sparrow ain't failed me yet, so I'm resting on the goodness, and I lose my doubts and fears because I ain't got shit to be doubtful about. I know everything, because through by the path he leadeth, but one step I may see, which means that you'll never be able to see everything that the eye of the sparrow sees. You might see one step, but the eye of the sparrow sees the whole map. So through by the path, he leadeth, but one step I may see, but I know he watches me. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. You can use this song as a spell to get you through. This is what you can use to summon your eye of the sparrow. This is how you can use your eye of the sparrow, and you can turn this song into a spell. And now this is the third verse. Now y'all didn't notice, but the eye of the sparrow got a third verse. How many of y'all knew that? The eye of the sparrow got a third verse. It says, whenever I am tempted, whenever clouds arise, when my songs give place to sighing, when hope within me dies, I draw closer to him, for from care he sets me free. You're gonna go through some stormy times to where the clouds are gonna arise, and when you look up in the air, you may not be able to see your eye of the sparrow. You may not be able to see it because there's a storm. There's a storm that's in the clouds. There's a storm. So you may not look up in the sky and see your eye of the sparrow. But this is where you got to have faith. This is where you got to have faith whenever I am tempted. Cause see, this is how we're tempted now with what you call it, with Project Bluebeam. We're tempted with HARP, them messing with the weather and messing with your climate, messing with when they mess with things in this world, it messes with you spiritually, and you can get tempted when you don't have this eye of the sparrow, and you don't have your faith in this eye of the sparrow. When songs give place to sighing, when all the music is when all the things that you could use in this world to give you a positive outlook, when all of those things turn into negativity, like what's going on now with the music, where us as foundational Black Americans, we got to fight for hip hop. We got to fight for hip hop. Didn't nobody used to care about hip hop. Didn't nobody used to care about hip hop. Until we kicked down the doors and made it popular. Now everybody want to claim it, and this is like the last thing we got other than gospel. It's the last thing we got to our name is hip hop. Everything else is being taken over. And when hope within me dies, we ain't perfect. It's gonna be some times where you just like what Tupac said. You know, it's gonna be some stuff you're gonna see that's gonna make it hard to smile in the future. You know, and you know, my hope, you know, my hope can die sometimes. But this is what keeps me going. I draw closer to him. From care, he sets me free. You know, when you can't see what's going on, you call on this eye of the sparrow. You know, this is what's gonna set you free. Truth, because your eye of the sparrow is always gonna see above the hurricane, always gonna see above the clouds, and the truth will set you free. You know, you think someone is trying to pull the wool over your eyes or something like that. You use the eye of the sparrow, and the truth will set you free. And then it goes, his eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the link to this song, and I'm gonna put it in the chat, so that way y'all can read the whole song. That's the whole song right there. You know, I taught y'all a sermon. I gave y'all a lesson about Jesus is the children, and it always has been. The communion was always about the blood. When they say the blood of Jesus, they really talking about the blood of innocent children. And these sinister people that y'all call you know, pale Christians. This is what they use for their rituals, and this is what they use in order to you know, this is what they use to make this world go around. This world and Hollywood and all of this stuff, you know, this world is ran off of the blood of innocent children. Innocent children who felt like they couldn't be nothing else in life but an athlete, but a rapper, you know, but a singer, you know. And they can't even do sing the stuff that they want to sing. You know, they can't even do what they really want to do. You know, they can't even do what they really want to do, because if they put it out, the label and the machine isn't going to support it. And since all of us, we trust the Lord, we trust the machine over our soul, you know, we won't even support people that want to live and sing and do what they want to do. You know, so that's what the eye of the sparrow is. Let me see.
Meet a man named Varnavas at my ship. He'll be expecting you.
Let's go.
Addition to the crew.
New lieutenant. So I can knock people out and make them a part of my team? Y'all see how dope this is? So this is how you make your enemies become your footstool. See, when you got the eye of the sparrow, see, I can turn anything into a sermon. When you got the eye of the sparrow and you see how powerful your enemies are, you don't got to be afraid. You know, you can sneak up behind them and you can knock them out, and you can make your enemy your footstool. That shit is powerful, man. See, there's many ways to fight. There's many ways to win the battle. You know? We're only taught to do it the hard way.
Where did that come from?
We're only taught to do it the hard way. Come on over here.
Eh? What? Oh.
My ship needs sailors like you. Join us.
Yeah. Hey, you can't beat them, join them. Yeah, I mean, I got me a new lieutenant. You know? See? Some of your enemies You don't need to assassinate them. You know, some enemies, they'll be a lot better for you. See, think about it like this: a lot of these hackers that's known for hacking and stuff like that. You know,
Probably just a bird, but I'll check.
what the government will do instead of locking them up, they'll be like, yo, you can work for me. See, this is all what the government do. You know, instead of me locking you up in jail and you got this ability, why don't I just use you to work for me?
You're being watched, Mr. Ox.
If you're willing to work for it, I pay my crew more than you'll ever make here.
Now, I got me a bunch of soldiers that's working for me. You see how that works? You see how that works when you got the eye of the sparrow, and then I can get my treasure? Look at that. Location completed. All right, so I'm gonna stop it here. I hope y'all got something from that. I'm still trying to do my animation. I'm still trying to come up with the funding for that. So, if y'all care, I care, make sure y'all donate. Go to my website, www.bandclaptv.com, and check out the first 2 episodes. You can go and check out my services and all of that type of stuff on my website as well. And I hope y'all learned something today. Remember, your children are the most important things in your life. Your inner child is the most important thing in your life. So, in order for you to live a successful life in this world, at least 70% of your joy that you have on a daily basis, it got to be something that the world didn't give to you. And if the world didn't give it to you, the world can't take it away. And if y'all can heed that message, my friends, this Saturday, you will be glad that you did. All right, y'all. Stay shining.